Guys, good, it's good. You were?
Not too bad, thank you.
Made it over, right?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. Thanks for the talk. Thanks for the talk. Still trying to get in more. Who's gone? You're the only one travelling. We can start with. We'll just take first portion. Be like live content, then we'll take a couple of barcode if you guys need it. If you don't need it, we'll keep it all live. Yeah. Okay. Darren, do you want to kick us off? Yeah.
No, all good. It's all right, actually. Yeah, wasn't too bad. We'll see tomorrow now when we arrive actually at the stadium whether that changes. But no, all good today.
Is there any, has there been any problem or difficulty in totally focusing on tomorrow and not letting thoughts of next week creep in?
No. This group is incredibly driven to come here and put in a performance. Next week will almost look after itself. We got to get tomorrow right. That's the big thing that we've spoken about for a long time. We've had a couple of weeks to prepare for this. We know how tough it's going to be, and we're not thinking past tomorrow afternoon. And we'll make sure that we put in the performance that this needs to make sure we get the result, and then we'll think about next week after tomorrow. I don't think so. I think a lot of those guys are fairly experienced now, and they've got a lot of games under their belt over the years, and they've been constantly connected to what we're doing, even though they haven't been always in full training over the last few weeks. So we certainly don't feel like there's any issue there, and we also feel like we have a very strong bench to come on and finish the game.
And it feels like the timing of the players coming back from injury has nearly been spot on. The business end of the Six Nations, and to have the likes of Gary Ringrose, Tony Sexton all back in there, it's really positive.
Yeah, well planned by the medics, but yeah, I think we always knew that this. Whenever you've gone through a Six Nations, you're never likely to pick the same 23 each week. So we know that there's always going to be a few things along the way. The great thing is we go to Rome and we put in a performance that gets us the 5 points. And Rome is not an easy place to go and play. So credit to the guys that took the field there, and also credit to the guys that didn't and were supportive of those guys that did and stayed around and were connected, and it massively the massive onus goes on the preparation of the team and how that works with the guys that don't get a chance week in, week out. This week's been excellent in that respect in terms of what they've had to do to try and get the team prepared, and that was no different in the Rome week. So it's great that we have some senior guys coming back in, but we're also really pleased with what the guys did in Rome and to get the result.
Yeah, Johnny has talked about that, players have talked about that, Andy has talked about that it's a real squad effort. How do you keep that happy environment? Players want to play, they want to be in the starting team, but you do get the sense that everybody is sort of pulling for each other and wanting everybody to do well. How do you keep that?
Yeah, it's tough when in competition for places is only going to get greater. But I guess you've just got to be honest with players and make sure that they understand what we feel as coaches that they need to work on to try and increase their chances of getting selection. And when they do get selected, and guys did that last week. In against Italy, when they do get selected, they take their opportunity, and you can't ask for anything more than that. You can only pick 15 to start. You can only pick another 8 on the bench, but we know that come the World Cup, we're going to need quite a few more than that to be successful further down the line. So that is crucial for any team that's successful. It's not always just the 15 or 23 guys that are lucky enough to get selected. It's the guys behind those guys that are working week in, week out and preparing them. It's the guys in the back room, the medics and everyone that works behind the scenes to get the players in great shape. So I think the players really, they understand that and they get that, and they appreciate how much work goes into the preparation that they get to go and perform.
And that's not always been the case. Have you been on teams that not always been like that?
No, I can't remember that far back. So I'm sure there's certain teams that's the case. But I think this has always been one of those teams where guys can be themselves and they can speak up if need be, and there's an open forum to make sure that everyone is heard, and that goes both ways through coaches and players and vice versa. So it's hopefully at the moment it's working for us, and we want to involve as many players as we can, but ultimately we can only pick 23 each week. I guess it's more that when you've got a couple of guys coming back from injuries, there might be a couple of ways of mitigating anything that happens during the week or when we've arrived here. So it's just more of an opportunity to bring a few guys along to make sure that if we did lose somebody in a certain position, that there's a specialised player ready to step into that position. That's probably always been the case, but it is an opportunity, I guess, when it's a short flight over and we do get the chance to keep as many people connected as we can. No, I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, I think there's a limit on the amount you can have out on the pitch anyway. So
Okay, happy enough. Is there any kind of embargo questions?
Yeah, moving on. Scotland, obviously, it's a big moment for them. A triple crown on the line. Stuart Hall 100 cap. It all adds a bit of edge to it.
Yeah, it's huge for both teams, but obviously there's silverware to play for both of us, and there's some extra motivation potentially for Stuart Hogg with his 100th cap. He's been an incredible player for Scotland over so many years. We have one of our own players reaching a landmark. Gary Ringrose making 50 caps, which is no mean feat in today's game. But yeah, there's lots of little subplots throughout the game. We got to make sure that we're disciplined and we don't let the emotion and the occasion get to us, and we're very accurate in what we do. And I guess that's a challenge for both teams, making sure that we stay on the right side of the referee and like I say, we're accurate and we don't allow the occasion to get the better of us.